Good morning, welcome to Ag Talking Raw, Saturday edition. I don't usually do them on Saturdays, but today just seems like a crappy, cloudy day. And anyway, here we go. So, I'm here looking at my Facebook page, and this is what prompted me to actually look at this thing. And, I'm a big social media guy. I think that if it comes from real people like myself and others that do the social media thing, it can probably be counted as real opinion, real, as you want to say, news. But then you see on TV, you can go to TV and you can turn on Fox, and it's, I watch Fox News. I actually, my hat's crooked. I do watch Fox News from time to time. They're the go-to station because I am actually a conservative. I don't think that anybody deserves anything unless they've earned it. Unfortunately, that's not the view of the majority. But hey, whatever. I can see a story break on on my phone. It comes down. It says, "Hey, Donald Trump, ordered the National Guard or the military to the border to stop the caravan." Then I go to, and I'm watching this on, I go to Fox. I'm like, all right, let's turn on Fox, and I'm sure all the liberal guys that are watching this thing, you liberal Democrats that are watching this are thinking, oh well, this is a political rant I don't want to hear, but that's okay. So I go to Fox News and I'm watching it on there. When I get home that night, I definitely go to Fox News, and then for a laugh, I go to CNN. It's like, okay, CNN, what's the Communist News Network going to say about this? So, the Communist News Network, CNN, they've got the people that are driving this caravan of 2,000 soon-to-be illegal excuse me, I just drank coffee. Soon-to-be illegal immigrants to our border to release them into the United States. And they're saying, this is a humanitarian convoy, and it's horrible that the President of the United States is stopping these people from coming into the United States. Whoa. Okay, I get that those people are from a poor country. I've been to poor countries. I've seen what it's like. For the most part, people in poor countries, they want something better. Not all of them, but there's a few select people that want a better life. But when you take a group of people, coyotes, as we would call them, they go in there and say, hey, we're going to take you all up to the United States, you're going to have a better life. And they build this caravan, 2,000 people, and they take them to the border and they say, hey, here's a little bottle of water, have fun. And they don't realize how big the crossing really is. There's dead people all along that border, not because people are shooting them, but because they die. It is a terrible, terrible thing. Humanitarian movements, if there's poor people that have something to contribute to the United States of America, they should be a pathway to legal immigration to the United States. Yes, it takes money. I'm sorry. Not a lot of money. It's not as expensive as 99% of people think it is. I have the fortunate circumstance here that I know someone who immigrated here, actually knows several people that immigrated here from other countries. And, to be quite honest with you, it's probably under a couple thousand US dollars. Now, okay, so we got all these libtard, retard morons that are like, let them come in, let them take our jobs, and our youth will sit there and go like this on their little telephones because, you know what, Hoblo over there, he's going to do the same job that they could be doing for half the price, and, it's easier for mommy and daddy to pay for their cell phone plan than it is for them to actually go out and earn a living. Now, I'm not saying that's all youth, it's just, it's becoming the mainstream, which is terrible. So, you get all these people that want the immigrants to come here. Well, why don't they donate money to these humanitarian groups? Well, we know why, but donate money to these humanitarian groups to actually get these people legal status into the United States. I mean, if that's the way it is, that's the way it should be. Set them up with Social Security cards, no free housing. Sorry, you have to work. If you don't work, you go home. That's all That's every immigrant. You come here to the United States, you pay to get here, you get a job, you do whatever you're going to do. You have to be a contributing member. You can't just suck off the tits of the United States of America, the hardworking people like myself that pay taxes to, to their local and state and federal governments. That just doesn't work. So the cable news network, or the communist news network, CNN, is like, Donald Trump is evil. He is the person that is going to stop this caravan, and all these people are going to have to turn around and go back to where they came from. Well, the funny thing was, I go back to Fox News Network, and they're like, yeah, he's going to do the nuclear option here and get the, he should do the nuclear option, or maybe Donald Trump said the nuclear option for the wall. Yay, nuclear option. We get a wall, and fuck these idiots that are saying we don't need a wall, we need open borders for all these illegals to come in and steal our country from us. There's more drugs and bad people come across these borders. Probably the northern border is just as bad as the southern border, but nobody wants to talk about the northern border. And I'm privy to some knowledge about the northern border because I had a cousin that used to live up there on the Great Lakes. I think she was in Ontario, New York, or whatever, Watertown, New York. So I guess that's Lake Ontario. I'm not up to date on the positioning of the lakes. I think it's Ontario. Michigan's next. So Lake Michigan. Anyway, when those lakes freeze, they drive trucks across. So we got the idiot up north here in Canada who wants all these refugees to come into their country, but those refugees don't want to become Canadian. They want to come to the United States, because the United States will take better care of them than the Canadian government will. And, it's just a resting spot waiting for the lakes to freeze over so that they can cross the lakes. Nice smooth run. So whatever lake freezes over up there, I don't know if they all do or just one or, whatever, they cross over. If you go into Michigan, and I'm sure there's guys in Michigan that are watching this and they're going to agree with me, there are towns in Michigan that they don't even have English signs anymore. These are... And they're not legal. They're not all legal. There's a few legal ones there, I'm sure. But these towns are all from, say, Syria and Iran and wherever these refugees have come across into Canada. They've crossed the lakes into Michigan. And now we've got towns, and they're guarded. And you will get turned around if you get going into that town and you are not of the right skin color, or your tongue doesn't work Allahu Akbar too well. That kind of thing. So the northern border is actually, just as bad as the southern border, but I don't know why they're not taking steps to do that one too. I say Canada needs to build it. If they're going to let these refugees into Canada, why not make Canada build a wall for us, for our protection? I mean, it's kind of silly. I mean, you get out into the plains states and you can cross back and forth of that border. There's nothing. You just walk across. There's nothing. You walk across the field and boom, you're in the United States. Thank you. See you later. Hey, welfare office, let's go. Or they just melt into the country and do whatever they do. So wait for the next opportunity to cause trouble. I'm not saying they're all like that, but I'm just saying there are probably, I don't even know, I don't have a statistical number, but if there's 1,000 people that cross that border, either border, there's at least one of them that's got evil intentions for the United States. Whether they ever materialize or not, who knows. So anyway, I'm watching a friend of mine, I farm her property, and she posted this. This is exactly what mind control looks like. And basically it is and I'm surprised to see it from her because I believe she's a Democrat, which I don't care, she's a nice gal and I like her a lot. But she's a little bit more liberal but we don't talk politics, so it doesn't really matter. So anyhow, I watch this thing. And it's a block, like the Brady Bunch theme, the opening scenes of the Brady Bunch where there's like 9 squares. The center one says the Brady Bunch when you got, whatever. There's 6 kids, mom and dad, so that's 7, 8, and then Alice is 9, I guess, whatever. Yeah, Alice is 9. So, and then it says the Brady Bunch. Well, there's a box like that, and it's got, let's see, let me count them. 6, 9. There's 9 boxes. And they all say, they're different channels, different stations that have been aired online. And I'm going to post this on my Facebook. So if you're subscribed to my Facebook, you can go ahead and take a look at that. It's going to be, what do they call it? This is exactly what mind control looks like. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to write for YouTube on there. And now I'm going to post it so you can look at that and take a look at it. They are reciting the very same words in stereo. I mean, each station is saying the very same thing against social media. That's what the whole point of this video is. So it says social media is bad for our democracy. And when I was in school, we read a book, and I didn't read it. I was terrible in school. I hated the teachers. I hated going to that prison every day. I'd rather be on the farm doing I'd rather shovel calf shit with my tongue than go to school. That's how much I hated school. But anyways, 1984 is a book. We were supposed to read it. If you haven't read it, if you're younger than me, a lot younger than me, and you haven't read it, it can be found on YouTube. You can listen to it. So about 2 years ago, I listened to books on tape. I just do. When I'm in the tractor, I put my headset on and I listen to books on tape. Since I got the Krone baler, so 2015 I started, because the New Holland baler, you're just not going to have the time to listen to books on tape. But when you got a Krone baler, you don't have a lot to do but drive the tractor and the baler, and the day goes by quite nicely. So I'm listening to books on tape, and I thought, you know what? When I was a kid, I sucked. I didn't read that book, and I've had people refer me to that book many times recently, like, oh, you remember 1984, because everybody had to read this book. So I tune into 1984, and I listen to 1984, and the opening scenes of the opening chapter of 1984, they talk about the morning hate. Now, this book was written in 1948. What he did in the title was he wrote it in 1948, so he changed 1948 to 1984. He got it off by about 30 years, but 30 years, maybe 20 years. The last 10 years has been a rapidly decaying society here in the United States, but I'm listening to this thing, and the morning hate. Well, the morning hate, CNN, MSNBC, CBS. Those are the morning hate. If you are receptive to what you're watching and thinking, holy shit, these people are brainwashing us day in and day out. Of course, the other side of the aisle, the leftists that are watching this, are saying, well, what do you think Fox News is? Well, you have a balance, You got CNN here, you got Fox over here, and somewheres in the middle it lies. So if you got CNN saying, hey, it's a humanitarian thing, and Fox saying, hey, Trump's going to stop these idiots at the border, well, somewheres in the middle is the solution, I guess I should say. So CNN wants to bring these people in. Fox says stop them. I say in the middle somewheres there should be and could be and is, believe it or not, a pathway to legal citizenship here in the United States. So, the morning hate. And it's just all about the struggles of a guy who has free thinking in a society that doesn't want free thinkers. And in the end, and I'm going to give you a big spoiler alert if you didn't know this, they reform him to thinking the way they want him to think, and then they put a bullet in his head. That's the end of it. Both him and his lover. She was you have to read the book or listen to the book. Books on Tape, 1984, George Orwell. Excellent book. Explains a lot about what's going on here today. They have so many things in there, like surveillance. I mean, they're surveilled in their homes. Well, right here is a camera. Now, that camera right there can be accessed by other people, and there's a little light on there that says, hey, your camera's on. That camera can be shut off, and they can watch you. They can watch you here. You know, if you're looking at kiddie porn or something like that, they can turn that shit on, watch you jerking your cord and doing whatever, and you wouldn't even know it, because that little light is not completely attached to that camera. There's a program out there that I saw, an application. You shut that little light off. And if I can do it on my computer, someone else watching can do it on theirs, and that's in 1984. The surveillance on the streets, these street cameras, stoplight cameras. Teresa, how many years ago was that, Teresa, that you got pulled over, that you got a ticket in the mail with 3 beautiful pictures of her in her car running a red light, even though it was yellow. I think, wasn't it yellow?
Yellow.
It was a yellow light, and they got her, and there's no disputing it, because the camera has a picture of her car. Well, it's unconstitutional. They proved it to be unconstitutional, and they don't have them anymore because the court system was so choked by people that were getting tickets by these cameras, and you know, it wasn't government. It was a contract company that was receiving the revenue. So the town that allowed the cameras to be put in got a percentage, and so did the camera company that put them up and owned the programming. So, 1984, you can't walk down the street without being in view. Now, does it make us feel safer? Sheeple think they're safer. I happen to think we were pretty damn safe before the cameras, and cameras only get you after the fact. So, if there's a guy out there that's shooting you, they can go and look and say, oh yeah, this is really grainy footage. Yep, he's dead. Okay. The camera footage isn't so good. They got better cameras in outer space. They could see it from outer space better than the Street View cameras. Up until probably recently. I think they're really getting pretty decent with their high definition cameras and stuff. But how many businesses actually have those? They've got the old VHS ones, you know, still cranking away. But anyhow, yeah, so read the book 1984, go to my Facebook page, and you can see it. It's called This Is Exactly What Mind Control Looks Like, and you're going to be like, you know what, I liked Freer America. Freer America was when I was a kid, you know. I'm 45 years old, obviously. I mean, I remember when bicycle helmet law came into play. All right, so we all had to have bicycle helmets, and guess what? If you didn't ride your bike with a bicycle helmet, your parents got a fine. Whoa. Okay, so they start taking away the rights of a parent to parent their child. If you have a child and your child wants to ride his bicycle, you buy the child a bicycle, and you're like, you know what? I don't have the money for the damn helmet, or I didn't wear a helmet when I was a kid, and I turned out fine attitude. Great. What's wrong with that? So we have the government now that says, hey, you know what? We can fine people for not making their children put a helmet on. Well, how queer is that? You know, parents should parent their kids, not the government parenting the kids. They shouldn't do that. Seatbelt laws. All right? If I get in my truck and I drive down the road without a seatbelt on and I kill myself when I hit somebody, or somebody hits me and I get killed, it was my choice to not put the seatbelt on, not the other guy that hit me or I hit, and I die. I'm the guy that dies. Now, okay, parents should put their kids in car seats and stuff like that. I get it, you know. I would definitely put my child in a car seat. I did when they were little, because I want my children to grow up and actually see, you know, life instead of be snuffed out at a young age. So, you know, do we need a law? Yeah, I think that possibly for children a law, but as an adult, it shouldn't just be a revenue. We're adults, and we can't even drive down the road without a seatbelt on. What the fuck is that? I mean, there's no freedoms left here in the United States. You're just not allowed. You can't do it because you'll get a fine. Okay, I'm on the phone, talking on the phone. I got my head crooked like this. I'm driving down the road. Yeah, I'm on my way, you know, and you talk for 2 seconds. I'm a pretty good driver. I have had a couple of accidents in my life. Yeah, everybody does at some point in time. And if I knock that over again. So, all right, I'm driving down the road. Got my neck crooked. Yeah, I'll be right there. All and I smack into somebody. Were you on the phone? Yeah, you were on the phone. Okay, you hurt this person. You're liable. You're responsible. You were distracted. At that point, you should be fined because or you're responsible for the other car, obviously. But do you think that the police should fine you for talking on the phone for money? I mean, it doesn't cure the problem. It just makes us sneakier. That's all. We put an earbud in. You're still distracted, like, oh, somebody's calling me. Okay, because you got the earbud in, you're good to go. Hands-free driving. Okay, I'm driving down the road. I got a new car, and somebody's calling me. Fuck, where's this little thing? Oh yeah, there it is. You're done. So, come on. It doesn't matter. They should, if they're going to make a law that you can't talk on a phone or have distractive driving, radios, CD players, I think they're pretty much gone from cars now. Telephones altogether, but or we could just be free Americans that are able to drive down the road and do pretty much what we want and take responsibility for what happens while we are actually driving. Like when you take that driving test and you get that driving license, I do solemnly swear that if I kill somebody while doing something stupid, I am responsible. Done. No more revenuers pulling us over for... Timothy got pulled over for a seatbelt violation, even though he had his seatbelt on. He had his seatbelt on, but they didn't ticket him for the seatbelt. They ticketed him because his insurance card was expired. Okay. Why didn't they just pull him over and say, your Jeep's a piece of shit. I want to see what you've got in here, even though it's a violation, instead of making stuff up. Whatever. Seatbelt laws, I don't think we should have them. Telephone laws, shouldn't have those either. You'll be able to talk on the phone. It's fine. I got a quick story for you. I've been talking for 20 minutes. Driving in Ohio. Right? Here in the great state of New Jersey, if you get a phone call, the law states you pull off to the side of the road, have your little phone conversation, and when you're done, put your little blinker on, and get out on the highway, and you go. So, I was buying the Model A John Deere tractor, a Slant Dash A, and I was on the phone with this is Ohio now. Was it Ohio? Yeah, it was Ohio. So, I'm on the phone with the guy that has the thing, getting the directions, and all I have to write with is a crayon. So I pull off the side of the road. Yeah, pull off the side of the road, and I'm on the phone, and I'm like this. And all of a sudden, on my left side, I'm on the phone for a little bit of time. All of a sudden, on the left side, rap on my window, there's a cop standing there. I was like, and I hold my finger up 1 second, and he comes unglued. Hang up that phone, I was like, okay. So I put it down. I says, yes, can I help you? He's like, why are you pulled over on this road? And I was like, I'm on the phone. You don't pull over to talk on the phone in this state. I'm like, well, it's the law in New Jersey. And he almost was jumping up and down, yelling mad at me. You're going to cause an accident by being pulled over here on this interstate highway. Well, there's great big shoulders on the interstates in Ohio. It isn't like New Jersey where they will actually cream you on the interstate. But he's screaming at me. I said, well, it's the law in New Jersey. I don't know Ohio law, and I'm sorry. I won't do it again. So basically in Ohio, he told me you just answer the phone and keep driving. I like that better personally, but I thought I was obeying the law. I went and it's just one of those things in a trip that you take and it's like, wow, that's amazing. So New Jersey law contradicts Ohio law. So where is it? Do you follow the law that your license plate has? From where you're from, or do you attempt to follow the laws in Ohio, or how the hell do you know what Ohio law is? It's ridiculous. So, New Jersey, it's banned. You can't talk on the phone. Apparently, this has been a few years ago, so maybe Ohio has banned talking on the phone while you drive now, too. I know it's in commercial vehicles, it's nationwide. You're not allowed. It's a $2,500 fine. So, but anyways, I think I've yammered on long enough about this whole subject, and maybe there's not much agriculture involved in this one either, but it just blows my mind when I see these things, and it's 1930s, 1940s, Adolf Hitler's propaganda machine, mind control, bombarding people with a message that is, and it's synonymous across the whole country. I see There's even Fox News 66. There's Channel 9. There's Channel 4, CBS Channel 4. There's CBS 5, Fox 29. That's a local one. ABC Channel 15. Those are all listed, and they were all the same exact words that were being said about social media and how it's bad for our democracy. And there were some other things in there. You just got to watch it. But anyway, so tomorrow's Sunday, so I'll get back to my regularly scheduled Ag Talk in the Raw. I strongly urge you to read the book 1984. It is a fictional book that has come to pass about 15 to 20 years late. But anyways, talk at you later.